Welcome back to the show as always. I'm your host Chris Onos. As we promised today, we got some really topic to talk about. Well, guess what? I'm not going to be alone on this very topic because the lady herself, Yonela, is right here with me. Hello, Yonela. How you doing today?
Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Let me pronounce the name very correctly. It's called Yonela. Is that correct? Yeah?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. All right. So I just want to make sure I am saying it the right way. Okay. So you first I want to talk to you about tell us about yourself, first of all.
Well, basically, my name is Yonela, and I am currently a beauty therapist professionally, but I do my own things on the side on social media and on the music industry and African culture industry. And I am popping up on mainstream social media, hey, and as an influencer. So this is something that I've longed for a very long time. So I'm super excited starting with all these companies that I'm working with. And to name one of them is FNX in the house. And of course, at Bougie, and of course Olivia's Face, which is an amazing opportunity for me in the last year. So much has happened, and I am psyched about life. And of course, I am a mom. Single mummies in the house.
Well done to you. It's great to have like you will have a profession working on what you believe in, involved in other different areas. So it's good you're making yourself useful in a very positive light. Now, I want to kind of dive into something very more different. In this area, we're talking about about men especially, and I know you raised some points about issues regarding men, what men would like women to kind of wear, what men expect women to be. All these men demand A, B, and C. So, I really want to kind of ask you more insight. It's not that easy for women to come out to really say this on TV. But what really gave you your confidence, to speak out about it? Share your side of insight or story with us.
I will be honest with you, as a woman in general, and as a person, I will say, I won't say female, a person of childbearing age. A lot changes in your body, and there's a lot of very high expectations, especially for the industry that I'm in, and the culture that comes with body image. It is I find there's a huge scrutiny, especially on females, I think, that you should have a certain body type, Kim Kardashian type of body type, Beyonce type of body type, or if you're on the skinnier spectrum, they want you to be looking like the Sierras and the Janae Aikos, and obviously, I will mention Tiwa Savage. She's on the skinnier side. So sporty types of bodies. So what I want is to kind of break that kind of image that people have. And I will say, like, there are artists out there that are breaking those boundaries and showing women's imperfections and showing different real women's body types, and I salute them, and I will say definitely it is needed here in Ireland and England. I think England and Ireland that's one of the things that is kind of needed for us to kind of open up to, and to be comfortable with, and be okay with women having different body types, and not putting so much pressure on us to look a certain way and to feel as if we need to go to the extremes and cut our bodies to physically modify our bodies with surgery,
Yeah. Okay, I want to come back to you a lot more on this, because this very story or content you're sharing, it is really really important. When people like yourself come out to say there's a lot of demand, especially what way you should look like is very consigning, and that really put a lot of women under pressure. Like you mentioned there, once you have kids, yeah, your body changes. It's not like the way it's gonna be from before you have and now you have. Things like that. What other areas or what should people be doing about this kind of pressure that uh, have to be on a woman because you have to look in a certain kind of way.
I will kind of on a kind of a more health perspective.
Yeah.
I will say, do your best. Do you know what I mean? Do your best that
Mm,
you can do and be healthy,
mm,
and you don't have to be on the extreme spectrum of being like. Um, I'm not condoning like morbid obesity or anything. It's unhealthy and it's not good for you. But I will say that look after yourself and do as much exercise that you can. But just because you have a few jiggly bits or whatever, or you don't
true.
have the ideal six pack or the muscles that you wish you could have had, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hmm.
A healthy lifestyle is the best way to do it. And I will add as well, plastic surgery isn't always the answer, especially
Mm,
for all these young girls out there, physically modifying their bodies to look a certain way. And at the end of the day, they're still not happy. Do you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. True.
So sometimes it is a kind of a mental thing, it's in your head, or
Hmm.
sometimes it could be something physical, and you are getting bullied and you are getting all that kind of backlash from
Yeah.
people outside of your home, or it may be from within the home, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But just try and find a space where you can love yourself and
True.
be with yourself and be healthy.
That's a very good point. Just find
Yeah.
a way that you can love yourself and be with yourself. Let me come
That,
back to you again. This is general question for every woman out there, and I'm glad that you're talking about it on the show. So maybe I
yeah.
just better ask this question: Is it necessarily for women to actually go through this process? Is it necessary?
Um, it depends on the person, to be honest, or what you're going through, where you want to be in life, and
Mm,
what you would like. Everybody has goals. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
wants
Mm,
something for themselves, especially when it comes to the physical image
mm,
and what they're going through. Mental health is very, very important when it comes to kind of a body image, I will say. And I just want to kind of click into that kind of spectrum where people don't necessarily look at, and they kind of keep it there,
mm,
and as if it's nothing to be talked about and it's nothing to be said, when most of the time it's your mental health that's affected when you think about body image and ideals and what should and what shouldn't and how you should look and how you shouldn't. Do you know
okay.
what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I do. I just want to come back to you because of time. At the
mhm.
beginning of the conversation, we actually open a conversation where we say men are one of the problem putting the women under pressure. But
Yes.
which is one side. I'll try to see if we can come back to that if we have more time. But the second question I want to come back to you is that do you not think that women themselves do put themselves under pressure, either to look well, either to be on the knife, either to to do certain things just to um, look the best and not be able to keep into that kind of lifestyle thing that you're talking about?
yes, most definitely. I will say there are men out there who are like that, and I completely don't agree with the way that they would kind of put that kind of pressure on a female, unless it's for health reasons and it's out of love, and they're there to help and to guide you to a better lifestyle and a better way of life, which is a good thing. I understand that. That's a good thing. But when it comes to certain type of men that would be kind of very condescending, a kind of a narcissistic type of um, controlling,
Demanding other area. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
and bashing
yeah.
you and telling you you're ugly, you're fat, you're this, you're that, and the other. So I've experienced it myself. So
Mm,
that's one of the reasons I actually had that idea to put that extreme image on the internet.
mm,
It's a very big message, and it brings and draws people in so they can actually hear what has to be said and what is unsaid and what needs to be heard. You know what I
mm,
mean?
mm.
So I will definitely be pushing a hand forward towards um, anti-bullying and anti-abuse, should I say. It's a
Yeah.
very big word, but I said it. And towards women when it comes to their bodies and how they look and the image and the effect it has on the mental health. It is very important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you made a lot of the point there. I was gonna want to talk about men, but I want to kind of focus on more on women because this is specific for
Yeah.
women. So, if viewers at home, if you're watching the show, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be talking about more men on this very topic today because it's more for women. So, yeah, we're gonna keep it this way. So, back to yourself, right? Is you mentioned that you've experienced something like this as well. So that gives you confidence to know more about it, to really share more insight. And that was
Exactly.
where I actually personally spotted it and I say, you know what, it's good to bring content like this and talk about it because this case, people, women out there will be able to listen, be able to pick confidence from this and knowing the fact that you don't really need to please somebody in order to have a certain kind of body that you need to have. Now, the other thing I want to come back to you as well, this is broad as well, would be some women do these things because whoever they're going out with is able to afford it. Uh, they keep to this kind of lifestyle. Would that not be some of the reason up to some women taking some blame for these as well?
Um, I will say I wouldn't be that type. It would be nice to have somebody that would do those things for you.
Mm-hmm.
But there are women out there who expect everything and don't want to do anything, which is fine by them. I'm not going to be kind of prejudiced towards females who prefer that kind of lifestyle because that's how they want to live, and I don't want to judge them to the point where there'll be some kind of stigmatism or some kind of drama when it comes to women like that. I don't
Yeah,
want that.
yeah. But but
I
but
will.
but at the end of the day, it's all about the pressure that surrounds women as to what men want from women. And women too as well do put that pressure to men as well. It's like you're going out and you want to look the best and you want to draw attention from men. And at the end of the day, all of this pressure comes from everywhere. I think for me personally as a man, I believe it is what up to every woman put out there that attracts the other side of the pressure. You know,
Exactly.
I believe that is one side, and then the other side of it is if you're living a two lifestyle where you know you can afford it, but you just want to pretend that you can afford it. That could be another area where pressure could be coming in for you as well, because you want to impress people out there. I don't know who you want to impress. For me, I just say do your thing and just, be with it, So, um,
Exactly,
you know,
exactly.
yeah. Do you think women can change some things that could reduce the kind of pressure that you guys do go through?
I do think like if you live according to your own means
Hmm.
and do your best according to what you can afford at that point in time, if you know you can be better than what you are in that
Hmm.
place, I
Hmm.
would advise you, sorry, that's my daughter.
Yeah, I think
I would
it's
advise you to one second. I would advise you to kind of make it your business that you try and, excuse me, you try and work hard for yourself to
Hmm.
get where you need to be. Don't depend on anybody else
Hmm.
to try and get to where you physically know you can be by yourself. But
Hmm.
if you do feel like you're stuck, don't be afraid to ask, because there's always going to be somebody there
Hmm.
to help and to give you a helping hand, regardless of what situation that you're in. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I don't want to kind of say, oh, you're not putting enough effort into the way you look, you're not doing this. It depends on the person
Hmm.
and the mental state that you're in and the type of business that you're into. Most of the time, people dress according to what profession they have most of the
True.
time.
Hmm.
So, like, if you're out in the public eye, like I said, I'm a beautician and I do all these incredible jobs in my own time,
Hmm.
and which is brilliant for me. And I really am blessed, I will say, thank God. And it comes with the image. So, like, it is not as if some of us are looking to be seen or overspending or going out of our ways to
Hmm.
catch people's attention for
Different
social
reasons.
media. Just
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
mainly business.
Yeah. Merely
So,
business. Yeah.
and obviously the internet is the main outlet now for,
A lot of that.
especially with the pandemic,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I agree.
um,
I I I, I,
uh,
I totally
yes,
agree there. Just before we
yes,
wrap
so
things up there, because of time, we're going to be wrapping up now. Is that you mentioned something I really love most is that yes, some people have to keep up based on the kind of profession that they are into. Um,
mhm,
in society today, there are different versions of we human, and
mhm,
one big version as women you mentioned is you guys are under a kind of scrutiny pressure nearly all the time, not for your families or so, but personally for yourself. It's more or less like when we're talking about insecurity, we're talking about self-confidence, we're talking about violence in the home, we're talking about your beauty, either you're slim or you're fat or you have this height, so
exactly.
whole range of stuff happening. So one
Mhm.
last word from you before we wrap this up. What would be the most confident way on how you will encourage women?
I would say love yourself, and whatever size that you may be, don't be afraid of that size. Do you know what I mean? There's so many people out there, there's big ladies, slim ladies, and they still dress incredibly well
Mm,
and in budget. And there's a lot of outlets out there to show you how to dress according to your body size. Do your research and find the right undergarments to wear to support some people. need support and some need extra support. So it is a kind of a win-win situation in this
True.
day and age. So
Mm.
there's nothing you can or can't do really. There's if you're high end, you can go Brown Thomas or go to the Louis Vuittons and all that stuff.
Yeah,
But pennies, don't stores, and all these wonderful stores
they
still
do the job.
have all those products. So
Yeah.
there's nothing. I've been there. There's nothing. There's nothing that you can't physically do to look well and polished and looking after yourself in
Okay.
general. So, and a beautiful smile is the key. And look up and keep your head up and keep walking forward, darling, because you deserve it.
That is very true. Okay, Yonela,
Exactly.
thank you so much. So we're going to wrap
Thank
up the
you.
show. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
sharing your thoughts. It's a
Thank
good
you.
story, and I hope women out there, please check this wonderful lady. Have you any website or social media people can follow? You can just want to call out the name.
Yes, on Facebook it is Yonela Mahlasela,
Mhm.
and Instagram is Yonela Rocks, and that is where the bee's knees is. And of course, on Snapchat, you can find me on a more personal level and see what I get up to on a daily.
Okay.
And that is Unicia, and that's UNICIA
Yeah,
on Snapchat.
that's what we're gonna wrap it up. Yolanda, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's a wonderful pleasure to have you. My regards to the kids. Tell them I said thank you. I like the way they're making the noise in there today. So say my regards to them. All right. So this
Thank you
wrap
so
up.
much. Stay safe, and
You
thank you
too.
again.
You
You're
too. You
incredible.
too.
Thank you. I really appreciate
Yeah.
you.
Just stay with us
Thank
for a
you.
second. You're welcome. All right, viewers. I hope this is going to wrap up the show. Thank you for following my guests as always. Your show. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, also on Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Till we come your way next week. Oh, she's going to say hello.
Alex.
Say hello to me before she goes.
My daughter,
Okay. What's the name?
Alexandra.
Sandra. Okay.
Alexandra.
Alexandra. Okay, guys, take care of yourself. Okay, viewers.
Thank you.
All right. See you next week. God bless. Bye for now. Bye bye.